Hands on floor.
Welcome to the Shea Center for Performing Arts. Before we start today's program, we'd like to draw your attention to the following regulations. No smoking, eating, or drinking is permitted in the auditorium. Smoking is not permitted in the lobby, vestibule, or restrooms. The use of cameras, video cameras, or recording devices is strictly prohibited without special permission from the university. Please be sure to turn off all cell phones and pagers. Due to fire regulations, audience members are not permitted to sit or stand in the aisles during an event. Please take a moment to locate the fire exit nearest your seat. In the event of an emergency, please proceed calmly towards this exit. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy today's performance.
Please be seated. Good evening, and welcome to Convocation of Fall 2006. With the beginning of this new academic year, William Paterson University continues to celebrate its legacy as a major institution of higher education, beginning in 1855 as a normal school, an institution for the development of teachers, and evolving into a comprehensive university now offering over 50 undergraduate and graduate programs with over 360 full-time faculty, close to 11,000 students, and 1,100 staff members. My name is Edward Weil. I'm the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs here at the university. Thank you. It is my pleasure to welcome all of the first-year students gathered here today, and I would like to give a special welcome to those first-year students who are viewing this program in Martini Teleconference Center in Hobart Hall and in Science Building 200A. We are simulcasting this convocation to those locations via the university's closed-circuit television channel. Convocation is an annual meeting of the faculty and administration with members of the first-year class to formally welcome you to the academic life here at William Paterson University. To begin today's program, I am pleased to introduce the members of the platform party. In the front row, seated to my right are the president of William Paterson University, Arnold Speart, and Chris Williams, Professor of Communication and today's keynote speaker. On my left are members of the William Paterson University Board of Trustees, the chair of the Board of Trustees, Robert Taylor, and the secretary of the board, Carla Temple. On the second row, beginning on my left, Leslie Agar Jones, Dean of the College of Education, Sandra DeYoung, Dean of the College of Science and Health, Sam Basu, Dean of the Christos M. Katsakos College of Business, Isabel Tirado, Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Stephen Marconi, Interim Dean, College of the Arts and Communication, Nina Jamat, Associate Vice President and Dean of Graduate Studies and Research, Stephen Hahn, Associate Provost, John Martone, Vice President for Student Development and Enrollment Management, Sandra Della, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Steve Bollier, Vice President for Administration and Finance, Kim Daniel Robinson, who you know, the Director of the First Year Experience, and Ki-hee Kim, Professor of Marketing and Management and the Mace Bearer today. The procession of faculty and staff in academic regalia occurs at two very important academic ceremonies: the convocation, as you begin your studies, and the commencement, as you conclude your studies. The symbols involved in these ceremonies harken back to medieval times to remind us of our ties to the historical beginnings and the traditions of academia. The procession is led by a senior faculty member who carries the university mace, a traditional ritual that symbolizes the president's authority to administer the university. Each college is represented by a processional banner. The colors of the banners represent the degrees offered by that college. In addition, members of the faculty and administration are dressed in academic caps and gowns and hoods. The hoods bear the official colors of the college or university that conferred their degrees. It is a tradition of the convocation for the president of the university to greet the first-year class, and I am pleased to call upon President Spear to do so.
Thank you, Provost Weil. Good evening. A week has passed since we began classes, and today I've called together the faculty, librarians, and professional staff of the university. Why? To welcome you the first-year class of 2006 to our community, and to remind all of us of the vital and exciting intellectual life at William Paterson University. This convocation is a celebration of your immersion into the academic life of the university. What we do here today, as Provost Weil said, is linked back to ancient Greece and China, and some scholars suggest to Africa before that. In the United States, the first college was Harvard, established in 1636. William Paterson University, originally known as Patterson City Normal School, was established in 1855. Our traditions are even older than such well-known and established schools as UCLA, Boston College, and Stanford University. The British statesman Benjamin Disraeli, in a speech in the House of Commons, said, "A university should be a place of light, of liberty, and of learning. Of light, because here we seek truth and understanding. You are encouraged to reflect upon philosophical, political, and social principles. Of liberty, because here we preserve and revere the freedom to question, challenge, and adopt any and all positions. You can experiment with ideas with confidence that others are interested in your thoughts and efforts. Of learning, because here you and we enjoy the products of a dedicated faculty. The rigorous curriculum and distinctive programs in which you will be immersed are the result of many hours of discussion and debate. The resulting curriculum emphasizes a strong footing in the arts and sciences and an equally strong exposure to the professions, which means that you will learn about all aspects of the world and about your chosen field of study and its relationship to our world. The faculty are here to teach you and to work with you. Seek out those whose intellectual approaches, interests, and achievements stimulate and enrich you. They are the core of the many interconnected learning communities which form the William Paterson University community. It is the community to which you now belong. We believe that this is the single most important community you will ever join, and we welcome you as members. When you graduate from this community of learners and teachers and scholars, you will be, in many ways, a different person. In your habits of thought, in the way you view the world, and in the manner in which you conduct your life. Each of us individually, and all of us as a community, wish the greatest and most rewarding success to each and every one of you. Welcome.
Thank you, President Spirit. Members of the William Paterson University faculty seated behind me and throughout the auditorium are representatives of a vast range of expertise in an array of academic disciplines. This afternoon's keynote speaker is a faculty member who exemplifies excellence as a teacher, as a scholar, and as an artist. Joining the faculty in the Department of Communication in 2000, award-winning filmmaker Chris Williams brings a wealth of excitement and creativity into the classroom. A graduate of New York University's graduate film program, his thesis film, Bloods on the Moon, won the Time Warner Brothers Fellowship for Excellence in Filmmaking, as well as the Dean's Choice Award at the NYU Film Festival. The film was featured in the 1994 American Film Institute's Film Festival in the Short Fiction by Independent American Directors category. While at NYU, Professor Williams worked with Julie Taymor, the award-winning director of The Lion King, on her PBS production of Fool's Fire. He also served as Spike Lee's assistant on the film Crooklyn. Professor Williams' first feature film, Asbury Park, won the Gordon Parks Award for directing. His script for another film, Belclare Times, was selected as a finalist for the 1997 Sundance Film Festival Institute Writers Lab and a semifinalist among the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Foundation's Nicholl Fellowships in screenwriting, as well as a finalist in the Gordon Parks Independent Film Award in screenwriting. His recent production of the film Belclare Times won the Homegrown Award at the Garden State Film Festival, the Audience Award at the Montclair International Film Festival, and the Paul Robeson Award at the 2006 Newark Black Film Festival. Now, if his work in filmmaking isn't enough, Professor Williams is also an attorney holding a law degree from the Rutgers University School of Law. He works pro bono for Partners for Women in Justice, which provides equal access to the judicial system for low-income and abused women in New Jersey. As you can see, William Paterson University is very fortunate to have such a versatile and gifted individual among its faculty, and we are pleased that he agreed to share some thoughts with you today. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Chris Williams.
I'm 5'4", so I'll put this down. One of the things I often say is, you have to leave the audience wanting more. After that, I really just want to say, good luck to you. But I won't. But I do want to thank you, Provost Weil, President Spear, members of the board, faculty, and I certainly want to welcome you all here today. Convocation's an exciting day. For many of you, this may be your first time kind of looking out and realizing this is serious business here. This is very serious business, being here at William Paterson and embarking on your college career. Now, I have a lot of different thoughts, so I'm just going to spend a few moments in my normal way, kind of going here and there. So pay attention, it moves quick. I'll be done, 12 minutes, 34 seconds, we'll be done. We'll be done, but that's not really true, it's gonna be 40 minutes. Anyway, one of the things, I worked with Spike Lee, and one of the things Spike often said was that kids today, and this is him talking to me, kids today have a sense of overnight-itis, meaning that there's no sense of hard work. And one of the things that you'll find in what you're gonna have to do while you're here is work hard. See, I just wanna kind of get this out at the beginning. I want you to know you're really gonna work hard. You're really gonna be challenged. It's our job to challenge you. And it's your job to take that challenge. One of the things he often talked about was paying dues. And paying dues comes in many forms. For me, it was, well, I'm gonna back up. So I had a film and it won an award, and I was flown to California with NYU, and it was shown in LA, and it was wonderful. We had wonderful receptions. We met a lot of famous people, and I'm a kid from Hackensack. I'm famous people, it wasn't really for this kind of D-list stars, but still, it's famous people. Joey Lawrence was one of them. I was very excited. I came back after meeting all of these people. People saw my film, they loved my film, they were talking to me. I'm meeting with agents and everything, and the first day I came back, Spike said, "How was your trip?" And I said, "Oh, Spike, it was pretty good." And he said, "Okay." And part of my job was just to kind of hang with him, and we were coming back to his office in Brooklyn, and his office was an old firehouse. So there was the big fire door, and then just the little door that everybody walked in and out of. And when I walked in, Spike said, "Stay there." I said, "Okay." And he went in, and he pulls out a broom, and he hands me the broom. And he looks at me and he kind of smiles, because this is that moment. "What kind of dues are you willing to pay, Mr. Williams?" I know that's what he's thinking. So I had a choice. I could have backed off and said, "Hey man, I was just in California. I met with agents. I'm not sweeping no floors." But instead, I sucked it in, I smiled back at him, and I said, "Do you have a garbage bag, or do you have a dustpan? And should I just put it in the garbage, or should I put it in the street garbage out there?" And he just looked at me and smiled and said, "Get to work." And that was it. It was no matter what you do, no matter how bad you think you are, and believe me, I thought I was bad, it doesn't matter. Now, for many of you, if you're like me, you watch a lot of television. This is a quiet confession. I watch an awful lot of television. But since I'm a professor of filmmaking, I get to say it's because of work. I have to watch these shows because I have to see where the new movement is in the visual storytelling that we use in both cinema as well as television, because it's important for me to reflect that and bring that to my students. So I'm watching Making the Band 3 with P. Diddy. And some of you remember this episode. P. Diddy's in his studio, and it's with Da Band when it was the rap band. How many of you remember this one? Okay, so you know where I'm going with this paying your dues one, right? So it's 10 o'clock and P. Diddy decides, I need some cheesecake, right? You know this one, right? And the guys in the band were like, "Okay, Puff Daddy wants some cheesecake." And Puff said, "If you want cheesecake, there's only one place you go. You go to Junior's in Brooklyn." Now let me explain to you. They're in Midtown Manhattan, Brooklyn, far away. Spike says, very similar. Puff says, I want you to get me some Junior's cheesecake, and I want you to walk to Brooklyn to get it. And these kids were thrown back. So they go, walk. What do you mean walk? We're not gonna walk. So they go outside, and there's 5 of them, and they're talking about, why is he trying to play us? Hey, I ain't no sucker. I ain't doing this. They can't do this to Puff. And then word gets back to Puff. Hey, Puff, the kids are outside. They're talking bad. So Puff goes to leave, and he says, what's wrong? And I said, well, no, Puff, we just think that you're trying to play us, making us walk to Brooklyn to get your cheesecake. And Puff looked at him, and he said, really? You think walking to Brooklyn is hard? You know the hard work you got to put in here? He said some other things, but those of you who saw it, you understand where I'm going with that. Moral of the story was they walked to Brooklyn. They come all the way back. It's 4 a.m. They go upstairs, and where's Puff? Puff broke. Puff was gone. Puff wasn't there. They went crazy. Oh my God, we walked all the way to Brooklyn to get his cheesecake and my man's not here. 4 a.m. Lesson learned, work hard. You have to pay your dues. I just like telling that story any opportunity I get the chance to. Anyway, and sometimes hard work does not pay off. I'm an attorney, and I was representing this is where I bring the audience down, an abused woman, and this was my first case. And I met with her, and I'm prepared. I over-prepare. I read everything. I knew everything. I had practiced my opening argument. It was a simple hearing. It was just her. She was looking to get a final restraining order, and a final restraining order is just that. It means that, certain distance, work, communication you cannot have with this individual. So I'm prepared, I'm ready, I'm scared out of my mind because this woman here is looking at me as being the person who's gonna help her, and I'm thinking, I just got this paperwork, I don't really know. But I realized it was important for me to look, like I knew everything. So I worked, practiced my opening, I worked on my cross-examination, my direct examination, everything. I was ready to go. I even flipped the script where you argue the other side to attack my own case. I was ready. And I get there, I'm scared out of my mind, and the judge calls us, and I'm Chris Williams representing partners, and Susan Smith here, and individual on the other side stands up, and I'm John Doe, and I'm here by myself, and the judge says to him, do you have representation? And he says, no. And she says, well, you're entitled to representation. If you want, we can we can put this aside and come back another day. And he just shakes his head and says, I just want to get this over with. I just want to be done with this. And the judge said, so do you just want to admit to all of this abuse and take the final restraining order? And he says, yes. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, Judge. I got my opening here. I prepared all weekend. I'm going to dazzle you with my words. I'm going to pull the law. I'm going to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to make you feel so bad for this animal. And she said, Mr. Williams, is that okay? I stood up and said, yes, that's acceptable to us. And that was all. Yes, that's acceptable to us. 2 weeks of work down the drain, but I was ready. You have to be prepared, You have to develop good work habits. It's important to know when you work. I wake up early in the morning. I get all of my work done very early in the morning. Some of you, that might not be true. But if you could learn when you work best, you'll be successful. The other thing, delay gratification. You're all here right now. You know it's going to be hard. You're not going to have a lot of money. Maybe you have a beat-up car. Maybe you have no car. But you know that putting in the effort now will only give you benefits later on. The other thing you need to know, everybody who works here at the university, we're here to help you. Really, we're on your side. I mean that. We're here to help you. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes you'll meet people having a bad day, but don't worry about that. Most of the people who work here are here because they love students. Want to be here, want to help you. We want you to succeed, so use us. Use us. This is where you can use us for all we're worth. So I'll tell you, this is the secret. It's to be nice. It's to be nice. It's to go in somewhere and smile. Yeah, it's okay to smile. It's okay to say, I'm having a problem. Can you help me? Because chances are, even if that person's having a bad day, if they look at you and you're sitting there, they're going to help you. Now, it's important for you not to come in with the attitude, and this is something I learned from my brother. My brother's a cop, right? So he carries a gun on his hip and one on his ankle. Shh, don't tell anybody. 2 guns. But he's the most charming guy in the world. Everybody says he's the most charming guy in the world. Now, granted, having a gun on your hip makes you charming. Everywhere he goes, people see and they go, hey, and he gets things. But even when he's not that, he's the most charming. And I realized because he's nice to people. He'll go up to somebody and say, hey, buddy, how do I get to that parking lot over there? People look at him and they go, tell you what, here. Just cut through right here. My brother gets stuff. And I realized, and it took me 30-some-odd years to realize this, it's because he's nice to people. So I've tried to be more, I don't want to say more nice, but I've tried to be nicer to people. It helps. It helps get things done. So in all of your dealing with this university, financial aid, residence life, coming to a professor for office hours, smile and be nice, and chances are the person's going to reciprocate. And if that person isn't nice, find somebody else, because there's going to be somebody here who really wants to help you. In my own life, when I was at Montclair State, I grew up in Hackensack, I went to Montclair State, the very first day of school for me was add drop, when you add and drop classes. And at this time it was at a gym, a big gym, at Panzer Gym. And I was doing my usual routine. I'm talking far too much to my friend because I was nervous and there were girls around, and there was girls. And, I grew up in Hackensack. So, girls, when you grow up in Hackensack, were from Hackensack or maybe Maywood or Rochelle Park or South Hackensack, because those are the schools that went to there. But, what people look like from the shore, I didn't know what they looked like from the shore. Sussex County? Geez, I don't know. There were people from towns like Cinnaminson. I never heard of Cinnaminson before, but there was somebody there from Cinnaminson. Freehold, all of these towns, I had no idea who these people were. And frankly, all I knew about the shore was when you go down there, they call people not from the shore what? Bennies, that's right. We were called Bennies, so I didn't really think I liked people from this shore, because they always called me a Benny. But there I was in this big room. I was scared, and when I'm nervous, I start talking, and I'm talking fast. And I realized there's this administrator there laughing at me, and she said, hey, what's your name? And I said, Chris. And she said, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm trying to take a sociology class, and I can't get it. And she goes, well, sit down. And her name was Gail Feinblum. She was an advisor there in the counseling center, and she helped me do my schedule, and she was my go-to person for those 3 years, and I met her that first day, and she helped me do everything. There was one other professor I met there, Michael Saporin, who was instrumental in my life. When I got into NYU, I didn't really get into NYU. I applied to NYU and I got the boot. They said no. And I said, why'd I even try? I'm not very good. And I told my professor, I said, nah, I didn't get in. I never should have tried. I'm from Hackensack. I mean, come on. This is Montclair State. This is NYU. It's the most prestigious school in the country. What shot do I ever have of going there? And he said, you're just as talented as any kid. All right, let me see what I could do. And there were two other professors, Janet Cutler and Doug Tomlinson, who were adjunct professors at NYU. And he talked to them. Next thing you know, I get a call from NYU, and they say, we're going to reconsider your application. So the faculty, they agreed to look at your application again. I then get a letter saying you're waitlisted. I then get a call saying, congratulations, you're in. It's August 15th, school starts in a week, no financial aid, school costs about $30,000. What do? You take out every loan possible. That's what I did, and to this day, I still remember NYU fondly in a monthly payment. But that's neither here nor there, and we're not gonna talk about debt and all of those kind of things, but just know that the faculty, yeah, we understand. We understand, we're with you. Now, I'm not saying that they pulled strings to get me in, and certainly I'm talented, and I'm good looking, and that certainly helped. But the point of the matter was they get 2,000 applications and they can't possibly spend all the time. And it was the relationship with the faculty member. And that faculty member's belief in me, because I worked hard in his classes, and he knew that made him extend himself to this other faculty and made those faculty member talk to people they knew at the school. So that's what we can do as a faculty for you. Use us. We have office hours. Come see us. I know we do email and you send an email, but come to my office hour. I'm sitting there, the door is open. Come in and don't ask me a question about school. Just say, I heard this great song. Did you see this movie? What's going on in the world? Talk to me about anything. Most of your professors have interests outside of the subjects they speak, and it's okay to befriend a professor. It's fine to befriend a professor. In fact, I would encourage you to befriend a professor. And I'm gonna leave you with this, because I can just sit here and talk. Have fun while you're here. Enjoy yourselves. I was thinking about starting this whole thing by saying, I really wish I was a freshman today. And I think I do. I really wish I was a kid today. You guys have all this technology. Everything is great. You can stay in touch with people. That's just wonderful. And the world is moving. I remember being bored out of my skull when I was a kid. Just nothing to do. Now, of course, I'm still bored, but I go online and I'm bored online. And it's wonderful because I at least get to engage. And next thing you know, I'm on MySpace, I'm listening to some music. It's 2 hours later, I got work to do. That's what you do. This. Watch out for these three. But the point is to have fun and look around this room. Look around the room. People right in this room are gonna be, and you might not realize it, but the person you're gonna fall in love with, the person you're gonna crawl up in the fetal position and scream, "But I loved her," or him. "I can't live without her," or him. "Oh, please make the hurt go away. Please, make it stop hurting. Why does she break my heart?" That person's in this room right now. She's here. She's here. You don't even realize it, but this person is here. Many people meet the person they fall in love with right here in college. So look around, smile, walk around. It's okay. One of the things I always like to say, and I usually say this to folks, is that I love being black. I love being black, right? I love being black. Thank you. Black folks in the house? Okay. But one of the things I love, and this may be true for other people, but one of the things that I love being black is when I see other black people, we tend to say hello. Usually it's a nod. With guys, it's a what's up. You see a girl, you say, "Hey, how you doing?" And she smiles back. With black people, because we're not that many in the population, and I always thought that was cool, and I always smile afterwards. So I'm walking down the street, and I see somebody walking at me, and I could give him, "Yo, what's up?" And he goes, "Oh, what's going down?" I usually walk away giggling. He said, "What's up? What's going down?" It's just great. But that's okay. It's because we're a community. Well, we're a community here now. And it's okay to smile if you meet somebody from your psychology class and you see them out. You don't have to have the hard, angry face. And I know kids are angry today, and but most of you are happy. Let's not kid ourselves. It's okay to smile and say hello to one another because we're all here now. Be proud. This is home right now. This is your time, and we're all here to help you make this next 4 years, 5, 6, 7 years, as good as possible. As good as possible. Some of you commute and it's hard to be engaged, and even those of you who live on campus, so get involved, meet people, and it might just be 1 or 2 people. That's okay. Go see a show, go see an exhibit, go do something, but be involved in this community because you want to find that person, right? You don't want to graduate from school and say, "Man, I never found anyone." Look around. Pretty faces. Everybody's good and tan and feeling good and healthy. Haven't put on the freshman 15 yet. Everybody's feeling good. Now is the time. Anyway, I could have too much fun, but be proud. This is home. We're here to help you. My name is Chris. I hope to see you in any film class, or you can email me about anything, legal issues. Everybody always does. That's perfectly fine. I wish you the best. I wish you good luck. And please know, and really know, that we're here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those words, for that good advice, and for all those ideas. This is just one of 370 faculty we have at this campus, and they all can enlighten you the same way. Now, speaking of acts, there are 2 remaining rituals that are involved with the closing of the convocation. First, we will all stand and sing William Paterson's alma mater, which is printed in your program. Now that includes the students in Martini Conference Room and Science Hall 200A. Leading the singing is Professor Stephen Bryant, a faculty member in the Department of Music. After the singing of the alma mater, please remain standing.
To thee, our alma
Your advisors may not have told you that one of the requirements for graduation is to learn the words of that alma mater. Another William Paterson tradition is to welcome you into the academic community by posing to you the first-year challenge. Presenting the challenge is Kim Daniel Robinson, Director of the First Year Experience. The challenge is printed on the inside cover of your program. Please welcome Dr. Daniel Robinson.
Okay, I love you too. Good evening, and congratulations to all first-year students assembled. This is a very exciting time in your life. Today is the first day of your higher education journey. Depending on the challenges you face and the choices you make, you can succeed here at William Paterson University. Your orientation and registration process, today's convocation, your first-year seminar class, and your first-year experience are designed to provide you with a strong foundation for your academic success. As you begin this journey, we challenge you to become a member of our academic community, to do your best as a student, scholar, and participate in our academic life, to know yourself and take responsibility for your learning, to find ways and means to celebrate diversity while building unity, and to join us in the teaching and learning process. First-year students, if you accept this challenge, respond now by saying, "I accept this challenge." I accept this challenge. Great.
Now, on behalf of the faculty and administration, I congratulate you on accepting the first-year challenge, welcome you to the academic community at William Paterson, and wish you all success in the pursuit of your degrees. This is the conclusion of the convocation. I ask that you remain standing until the platform party and faculty have left the auditorium. Thank you.